welcome to today's Craftman tutorial. My name is Crystal, and what I'm going to discuss today is how to make a bracelet using just eye pins. If you saw the other video I put out on how to make your own eye pins from scratch, this would be the next step on using those techniques to make your very own piece of jewelry. For those of you who may want to view that video, I'm going to add it into the description below. And so let's get started. Let's grab some pliers and some beads and start making a piece of jewelry today. Eye pins offer a great way for jewelry makers to make a variety of pieces very easily and kind of allow you to capture the, different patterns and characteristics of the beads that you use within your pieces. Jewelry that's made linked together with eye pins offer a very free-flowing design. It also kind of allows the beads to each have their own individual characteristic. If I was to put these together on a string, side by side, it would have a completely different look than the extra appeal that the wire offers as I connect them. So this is one of my favorite ways to take some extra beads and create new pieces with them. You can see here that the supplies needed to create this simple bracelet, not much, and doesn't require much space to do either. What I have here is I used a 20 gauge gold tone craft wire. I also used the round nose pliers and the side cutters for shaping and trimming the wire. And I just used my little 6-inch metal ruler for measuring the length of my eye pins as I created them. And then I have my measuring tape here for measuring the size of my wrist. So anyway, what you want to do in order to construct this piece is you're going to first want to take the measurements of your wrist. So just use the side. You just have to take the measuring tape to determine the length. So here I have 6.5 inches. So in knowing the distance that is required when you're designing your piece, you want to space out your design adequately. So I'm going to use my measuring tape here as a makeshift beadboard. And I'm just going to take the beads, and I'm going to start with the pearl, and I'm going to give that 1/2 inch gap, as you see here, and lay out my first one. I'm then going to proceed forward with my pattern, given a 1/4 inch gap, and add my next bead. Leave a 1/4 inch gap, add my next bead, and then like so, additional 1/4 inch of a gap. This is going to be the space needed for each side of the circles that you'll be making on the ends of your eye pins. So no matter what how many beads you have on per each link, if you put multiple seed beads or use bigger stones or whatnot, just make sure to account for the added space needed when you make those links. So the next step is going to be to construct your eye pins. So because I made my own, I made 2 different sizes. The pearls are smaller, so I made only 1 inch length eye pin. For the amber glass beads, I did a 1 1/4 inch. I'm going to make 6 of the pearls and 5 of the amber glass beads. And then what I'm going to do is attach each of these beads onto their eye pin and lay them out. And I sometimes like to do this because it helps me to see how the wire that I selected is going to look with the colors and the pattern of the beads. You may decide afterwards that you want to use a silver instead or a copper. So this allows me to kind of give one finalized look at what my piece is going to be before I construct it. A few things to keep in mind when you're doing this. So for this piece, you can see that I have the one circle going this way for the initial creation of the eye pin. When I create the secondary size, I'm going to want my circle to face in the other direction. So as they're each linked, they're going to go like this. Now when I go to create the circle, I want to leave a little bit of a gap. This is going to allow me to take the second piece and close it in there to link it. I'm going to simply take my round nose pliers and then secure the closure. I'll then have the second piece, as I close it, leave that part a little open, and I'll attach it with the next piece. Let it kind of flow, and then just secure it. And I'll keep moving in that direction until I've attached all of the pieces I have laid out here. So the next step is going to be to create the closure. Now here I use the hook clasp that I made myself, and you can see here it's attached directly to the last link. And then the other part is attached directly to that link. This is the only circumstances to which I would do it this way. If you're going to use a lobster clasp or other type of closure that you purchase commercially, I would instead attach a jump ring to this area. The reason being, the lobster has a very thin hole on this side, and if you attach it here, it's going to get kind of nicked up here and not allow much free flowing. So you're not going to have a good anchor for putting on and off. So you want to first attach a small jump ring and then the lobster. The length is still going to be about equivalent to this clasp here. And then what I would do is on the other end just attach a jump ring to hook it to. You don't want to hook the lobster directly to your last loop, because once again it's going to kind of kink it and put a little added tension to secure it. So you want to have a nice free flowing jump ring that's just attached there. If you use a toggle, you're also still going to want to attach with a jump ring so that you have space to pull the one end through the toggle when you secure it on. So hopefully that kind of covers all of the basic techniques and things that you need to keep in mind when you're constructing your own bracelet with using just eye pins. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial on making your very own bracelet using just eye pins. You can see it takes very limited supplies, and a great way to kind of take some of those extra beads and put together some coordinating pieces. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel and comment below with any questions. And don't forget to connect with me at craftman.com. See you next time.